Okay, go ahead and start telling me.
This control right here controls the main hydraulic fluid coming out, and it splits it. It's a splitter. As you engage this, it flows the split between the two hoses.
Okay, and the two hoses go where?
This side is the main hydraulic pump, and this side is the
diverted
mixer.
The mixer, okay.
Right. As you open this up, it takes away from the main hydraulic pump and feeds the mixer.
The mixer,
right.
Okay.
So this one, you never have to move it much more past 1 or 2.
Just to keep that.
Just to watch it, keep it moving at the right speed like you want.
Now, if you've got, if your mix is fine, then you don't even need to have the
blade turn. No, you let the blade turn all the time because
you want it anyway. Okay.
We used, you know, regular commercial ones, and the stuff comes out of there is not always perfectly mixed.
Okay.
And this will make sure you don't get any chunks and junk in your hose. You get high quality mixed cement because it stays in that batch just a few seconds and is mixed.
Okay.
Before it goes out in the hose. And you can also sit there and you can watch.
No, I think it works in a lot of different ways.
And also sometimes those mixers don't add enough water to the mix, and this gives you time to go, oops, we got some dry stuff, stop it, add a little water to it. If you pick up a slug of dry cement, it goes halfway out your hose, it's in your hose, stopped.
Okay.
And that's one problem we had, is where they would let their mix get too dry on us, and if you didn't catch it here, your hose caught it, and then you're stopped pulling hoses down, cleaning stuff out. So, and this runs your speed of your pump itself.
Okay.
And it usually operates right about a third of the way.
Okay.
And that just...
And so when you want to stop pumping, you just bring that up.
You can bring this back.
Right.
But the best thing to do, instead of bringing this back, this just is a flow of hose, flow to here.
Okay.
Now, if you want to stop it and start it, it's here.
Okay, so that shuts that's basically a switch there.
That's a switch.
Okay.
In the middle, all the
this
fluid,
adjusts it, and then that's the switch.
Yes, this takes all the fluid which is coming through here,
right,
and sends it to this. Now, if you don't use it, the fluid bypasses everything, goes to the radiator and back.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you sit here and stall the pump, that means the hydraulic fluid is having to go around everything, hit the pressure relief valve and around, which generates a lot of heat.
Right.
Your best to, when you're not using it, put it in neutral and let that fluid flow through.
Right. Okay.
Because anytime if you're not using it, you're creating heat.
Right. So you always want to have the hydraulic fluid going through the system.
Right.
Okay. So show me again. What situation is bad?
All right. Stall the pump back.
Right.
That means it has to come here. It has to hit the overpressure because it's got a pressure system.
Right.
It hits the pressure relief and then goes through.
Okay.
Well, it has to come up to a certain pressure
before that happens.
The relief. So you're generating pressure.
Right.
Heat. Anytime you're doing that. The best thing to do is just reach up, put it in neutral. That way all the fluid goes through here, flows through here, no restriction, right back. So it's not
creating heat. Show me neutral and drive.
Neutral is right there.
Okay.
Drive is back here.
Right.
This is forward. That reverses the pump. So if you want to suck up, say
so you can go both ways.
Stuck in it, and you need to get some pressure off of it, because you never want to pull a hose apart under pressure.
Right.
So you want to reverse it.
I learned that.
Pull that pressure off that hose.
Yes.
And come back.
Perfect.
That way, if you get something,
that's another benefit of this pump.
Right. Take the pressure off of it. Up here is a detent. This turns on and off your mixer.
Okay.
You just hit it like that, it turns itself off, that engages it.
Okay.
It can also run backwards, can it? I think we did the other day. What runs it backwards?
You just like this, forward like that. But the backwards, it's spring loaded.
So okay, you gotta, in order to back it up, you gotta hold it.
So
Right.
if it got hung up,
Sure, you can go
push
back
it,
there to
back itself
and then-
off and get out of it.
Right. Okay.
Because things got some.
Okay, and then you've got this. This controls how much feeds to this baby, and then this baby turns it on
On and off.
Okay.
Forward and reverse.
And this, it's the same thing. This controls the amount, and then this turns it on and off.
Right.
Okay.
That's for the mount for the pump. This is the mount. You can call it for the for the deal, but it bypasses everything which it doesn't use to there. So, because you don't want, if you put a restriction in your fluid, the thing's going to create heat.
Right.
And a pump this size will create lots of heat.
Yes.
Now, obviously, when I got it from David South, it didn't look like this.
No, this is
The
a.
tank was about a third that size.
Well, no, this is a manly pump.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah, I mean,
This whole thing was plumbed in this size right here to start.
Wow.
That was, and we'd run for about 30 minutes to an hour, and the sun was so hot you couldn't hold the fittings and stuff. And
Crazy.
we had to have,
So as you're running it, where do you want to check the temperature?
main thing is just your temperature ought to run about 20% of the. If it's 100 degrees outside, this system's going to be about 120 degrees.
Okay, so just they should be able to touch it and just.
Yeah, normally you should be able to touch it,
Okay.
or not for very. It should be
Because that's
damn
gonna be
hot.
one of the primary things the operator needs to do is be constantly checking that temperature, right?
Oh, you'll know
Yeah.
it when it gets hot.
Yeah.
You're right here next to it, handling this stuff all the time,
Right.
and you'll know when shit gets too hot. And
Okay, so that's your hydraulic tank.
That's hydraulic. This is gasoline.
That's gas.
And
tank's loose, and because when I put it up here, I drained everything out, poured some motor oil in it,
Okay.
and just left it. You'll notice it's full of
Yeah.
30 weight motor oil because I didn't know how long it'd be setting up here, and a big tank like that, if you don't keep it 100% full, it'll wind up full of water.
Right.
And so you can take this tank, just unbolts here, you can clean it out, put it back
really, if we
on.
all stand on the back and open the valve, anything ought to either run out or pick it out and dump it out. And we did that yesterday. Just got clean gasoline with some, seafoam in it?
Okay, yes. Next thing is you gotta. This is your throttle right here, and it doesn't take very much throttle, just a little bit over idle.
And that charges the hydraulics, which runs everything.
That's plenty. That's all of.
It's amazing. That's where this
This is a nice size engine for what you're doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
they put way too big engine on it. It didn't need nowhere near this size engine. It could have got by with a 4-cylinder. But then you just turn the key on, choke it,